we have already a lot of practices, I understand, but maybe your personal point of view about your own practices, how to keep evolving your energy, uh, helping the people of this grounding, being in presence, and so on. This is very helpful to people. And let us know maybe some of the advice from your side. We would love to hear.
Great. I would love to share. So there is a bit of personal perspective that I have with regards to purification and rejuvenation. And I've shared a little bit of it already earlier. So there is a lot of practices humanity has developed to become more pure as a human being, as a vessel. And you can literally go to any civilization on Earth and history. They'll have practices for purification. They'll have practices for rejuvenation and health, and they'll have practices for spiritual attainment. Like all of them, they will find their own ways to get there, right? And some civilizations have been doing it for 5,000 years, like ancient China or ancient Egypt, or other societies. Now, I've been around the world and I've tried a lot of these, and I've then stayed with the ones that I liked the most, that resonated with me. That doesn't mean it works for you, George, right? So
Yes.
I've done some crazy stuff in different corners of the world. That's not going to say that works for you. So, and it worked for me at that time because it resonated with me. And then I let go and I went to a different practice that was more aligned with me, right? So there are some practices of purification and rejuvenation. Some of it includes fasting. So I do either intermittent fasting, which is 16 hours of not eating until you eat again. So your body gets a 16-hour rest with regards to digestion. That's a really good practice for me. Then there is another one, which is actually full fasting for a day to 3 days to 8 days to, whatever length you can do, where you are just drinking water during that type of fasting. So it's water fasting. It will bring up a lot of emotional stuff because your body is hungry and the mind. So I say always, if the body can't digest food, it will digest thoughts and emotions.
Beautiful.
Right?
Yes.
Because you have some sort of constipation in your emotions and you have some sort of constipation in your thoughts. That's why our minds are always busy.
That's superb.
But it's amazing the first 2-3 days of a water fast are so powerful and so intense and emotional. That was the case for me. Then I say, what are the ways for us to become more peaceful human beings, more peaceful individuals? So my ways are, I become an observer of my thoughts, and I become an observer of my thoughts and my emotions and my actions. So before I immediately act, before I even judge what you're saying, I'm observing what's happening here. And that brief moment of observation changes everything. If everyone would just take 5 seconds to briefly think, feel before they act, man, we would have an incredibly much more healthier society and world. Even that brief moment of reflection, inner reflection, emotional reflection, will do so much for the individual. A regular spiritual practice. I have, 3 times a day, I have my meditation, sometimes more. I do really need that as an instrument to continuously be fine-tuned. And sometimes I'll catch myself, I'm like, oh, I'm too busy, I can't meditate right now. But they will keep knocking on my door and they will say, no, you have to sit.
Practice.
Let go of the phone, let go of the computer. You need to sit now. And then I will sit. Or they'll say, you need to do a yoga because your body needs it. Like, oh man, okay. So I'm so busy, but I'll do the yoga practice. So all of these things, or I'll just get a feeling of I need to go into nature, then I'll go into nature. And all of these important things, or I'll get a thought of a person that I've had a difficult conversation with, and I don't feel complete with that person or the conversation, and then I'll reach out. So that's a way of cleaning up as well in relations.